by Riverside.
So welcome everyone. My name is Devin Price, and this is the Talking Tech podcast, where we talk about rising and thriving talent in tech. I've been in the tech space for a number of years now, and just during that time, I've come across two groups of people that have always just kind of had a place in my heart. Number one is those people who are trying to get into tech, who have a lot of talent and just don't have that platform to really showcase the value that they could bring an organization. And number two is those people who are already in tech, who are doing great things, thriving, and just not enough people, in my opinion, know about what they're doing. So that's why I wanted to put this podcast together. And that's really what this platform that I created is all about. So today I'm going to be talking with Olamide about what he's up to in the tech space and just how, what he's done to this point in his career. So before I speak with him, I'm going to let you guys know a little bit about him by reading his bio. Olamide is an IT security professional with combined experience in DevSecOps, IT security, risk assessment, data security, and privacy. He has a background in object-oriented programming and other technical skills, which gives him an edge in understanding how various technologies can be leveraged and implemented securely in a cost-effective manner to support an organization's information security program. He also loves and appreciates either mentoring or being mentored by someone. And his greatest joy is to give back in any way possible and to see people thrive as they journey through life. Olamide, welcome to the show. How are you doing?
Thank you so much, Devin, for having me to the show. I'm doing great. I am enjoying myself in this beautiful city of New York right now. So
awesome. I've been there.
Yeah.
Let's get into it. So I always like to just kind of start off because I'm just interested in people, what brings people to the tech field. Like most of the time I hear like the same answer, but every once in a while I just hear like different answers. It's like, oh, I never thought about that. So like, why did you decide to initially get into tech? Like what made you want to be a tech professional?
Okay. So that's a good question. So I remember when internet was a big thing. I was in Nigeria.
Yeah.
Internet was a big thing, and we started. My elder brother started going into cyber cafe where computers and internet is, and started browsing the world. That time Yahoo was really big and everything. So that kind of caught my attention, and I started getting to the internet and like, okay, what's going on here? Doing a lot of Google search, but then I think Facebook came along, and I'm like, okay, social media platform. It was kind of interesting, and I'm like, okay, I think I like staying on my laptop for hours, just surfing the internet and enjoying what I'm doing there. So I'm like, okay, maybe I should just while I was going to college and I was like thinking of what I wanted to do, whether to go study economics or to go do something else, right? I actually wanted to go for medical school or study medicine and stuff like that, but it wasn't really my thing. It was either economics or something else. So later on, I just like, okay, I like just going to internet. Let me just do something around that. I'm like, okay, let me go for computer science. So that is how I, started my journey into the field of tech, or let's say computer science. And my first,
I do want to double back before we move on. Is prior to going to school and trying out computer science, had you ever had aspirations to be in tech prior to the internet or anything like that? Or was it just like, hey, I really like this at this moment, let me follow this thing a little bit more?
So to get a question, prior to the internship, right? That's what you're asking. So I think, let's say prior to even my college, right? all I wanted to do was to make
Okay.
impacts. But
How to do that?
I didn't know how I'm gonna do that. But one thing that caught my attention early
Hmm.
was economics, right? And the reason why it caught my attention was because it has to do with how do I how do I kind of create and it's economy is not about finances, but how do I impact
Right.
like an economy, right? Like I think that was how I was feeling. It's been a while, but if I could remember really well, economics caught my attention was it was more of like implementing something that will help an organization to achieve their goal or help maybe a country to achieve their goal. So that was kind of really interesting to me, and I actually didn't mind working in a banking or financial service industry to be able to explore that more. But when I found out like my love for just going to internet and everything, I was like, let me go for it, and I enjoyed it. Now, prior to my internship, immediately I started coding right from my
Hmm.
first year in school. I was like, this is amazing because I was basically
Yeah.
creating something. I was creating something that I felt like other people can use. So one of my first projects during my mini projects that I was working on coding
Mm.
was calculator, like how to create my
Oh.
own calculator for myself and things like that. So when I was able to do that, right, I was like, wow, so I can create this calculator
Hmm.
that is on my Windows laptop. This is how they were able to create it. I was like, wow, so that innovation, that creative mindset started popping up, and I'm like, this is the field. This is the field. I can make impact as well in this field as well. In this field also. Um, uh, then when I got to my internship, before I got my internship, right, the one of the things that they told us to do is that, hey, before you can get internship, you have to
Oh,
create
a
a
puzzle
puzzle
game.
game.
Okay.
No, 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 not puzzle game actually. That was after. They asked us to do something about
Okay.
converting numbers to words. So if you have 1,000, let's say
Hmm.
1,500, right? You convert it
Okay.
into words, right? So that would be one like
Hmm.
ONETHO, like spell it out. It was I thought it was a very simple and dumb assignment, but it was complicated and the logic was crazy. I spent, I think,
Oof.
12 hours straight r- writing the logic because I had like 2 days to deliver the work. I worked all through the night. What made me to work through the night was not because
Mm.
I wanted to get an internship, was because the more I work on it, the more I'm just thinking about the logic. I
Yeah.
was just enjoying it, thinking about the logic. It kind of blew my mind. Like, okay, this
Like,
is
how do I
fun.
figure
This
this
is
out?
fun, right? Of course, how did I figure it
Yeah.
out? Of course, there were bugs, right? I was getting frustrated with the bugs too, and I was like, I don't want to take a break. I need to fix this bug. I need to fix this bug. So that was what really like said, oh my god! Like I think that was the point. Like, wow, I was able to deliver the solution with this period of time. And the person, the company that was interviewing, one of the directors, they said that I was one of the few people that they've given this assignment to this cohort, and we were
Wow.
able to get it done. And there were a lot of them that went there. I'm like, even though I felt like he said that I still didn't get it to 100%, but like you can give me, I think,
Wow.
90 or 95%. I can't remember the person who said. I was like, thank you. I was awesome. So that was where I was like,
Or words. Um,
word.
what was
Yeah.
kind of like? Do you
Yeah.
remember your favorite programming language, like at when you were a pro, like a professional developer?
I think I always have a
Yeah.
soft spot for Java, right? Java is always going to be my first love. I tried PHP, I tried going to the web environment, but growing up, I knew that I was a
Mm.
core backend developer. Like I that's who I am. That's what I do best. I'm not good with
Okay.
the front end aspects, but shout out to all front end engineers, developers out there. You guys are doing amazing things. I'm not. I just like just going back end and just pushing out APIs and creating some amazing architecture for guys. So that drove me a lot to Java. So I spent a whole lot of time in Java. Then I also, of course, did some
Hmm.
mobile application development as well. And but yeah, that was just a little. But most of the time was Java. Then Then there was a time that I did a whole lot of PHP PHP development as well. That time, I think Node.js wasn't really or
Hmm.
started getting popular, but it was more of PHP using the MVC framework. One of the frameworks that I was using at that time was Code Igniter. Yeah, so I think that was that. But it's not just about
Mm.
writing codes. You have to think from the concept, the architecture, the design. You can't just come in and I want to do something. You have to be able to design properly. You have to be able to think about how this piece component is going to fit to another component and things like that. So I started like doing
Mm.
architectural design, drawing process flows. I was kind of into that space very well. So, and when I wanted to build the result management system, I had to do that too. But it was a very short project, and we had a lot to do. So balancing that and testing and everything was really crazy. The first
Hmm.
MVP we released wasn't really great, right?
Right.
But it was a learning point, and that was after that result management system that I built was after my university days, right? Uh, and I really learned a lot. I really learned about that I can't be everything, and I really learned. When I mean I can't be everything, I can't be the product manager, I can't be the QA tester, I can't be the one that writes the code. I also learned how to delegate too. I also learned how to kind of manage projects too. But I know that I can't be everything, right? And it made me to also realize that hey,
Mm.
my strengths and one of my core strengths is not even coding. Like I found out it's not coding, it's being able to actually bring an idea
Mm.
into realization, like just from concept idea let's start
It's kind
mapping
of like
it out, drawing
ideation.
it out, and identify. Yes, and identifying the right tools or the right people or bringing the right resource to help us to go about it, right? Yes, I write code, but I think that's not even my strong point. That was one of the things that made me to like, okay, I think the tech world is actually bigger
Right.
than just writing code, and I need to
Man,
explore outside
yeah,
of
that
that
sounds
line.
like a cute. Is that what kind of made you want to go back to grad school and just? I know you and I went to Bowie State University, management
Shout
information
going
system
up.
alumni. Is that what kind of made you want to go back of just like I can add impact beyond just coding? Is that why you like wanted to go back to school?
Spot on, spot on. You're definitely right. I intentionally didn't do my master's in computer science. I made sure that I was in computer science. Because
Hmm.
people can write codes, right? But I
Mm.
need something more when it comes to making sure that ideas are
Mm.
being brought together and there is a way forward and there's a much more deeper thinking or of how things should be brought together. So that's the reason why I did MI. It's like I started like, okay, how do I build a product
Mm.
that is scalable? How do I build a product? Of course, this is
Yes.
also comes with experience, but I just wanted to like also explore the educational aspect of it. Like, what can I do better in building softwares? What are the different ways to build softwares? What are the like you get to know the agile methodology. What's an agile methodology? What are the tools out there to use? What are the key concepts? Like at least understand the theoretical or the academic perspective of things, right? And figure out how to bring that to a real life experience. And I just saw.
And then it was when you went to PwC, that was kind of your first transition over into cybersecurity. What drew you to the cybersecurity field? Like, did you hear about it, and like what made you want to jump um, over there?
So I actually jumped in cybersecurity field while I was
Okay.
doing my grad school, grad studies. While I was in my grad studies, by the way. It's kind of funny. So I think when I got my grad school, I wanted to, just like I said, go into the management side and figure things out. While I was doing that, I met someone in the
Mm.
cybersecurity field. And one of the core things, the person has a consulting firm, and one of the things that he does is risk management, GRC, you know, uh, kind of like
Yep.
the governance piece, right? So, and some compliance aspect as well. So I enjoyed it. And the way the person was kind of explaining what that is, right? What they do. And I saw the person's work kind of like,
Hmm.
okay, this is exciting. And there is also a part of it that connects to software development. And how it connects is like, okay, one of the things in MIS is that making sure
Correct.
your codes are secure and everything. And I saw that link and I'm like, okay, let me
Mm.
explore this a little bit, right? I'm curious. Let me explore this. So I took an
Hmm.
elective class in grad school concerned with
Hmm.
that relates to cybersecurity, and I
Mm.
enjoyed it more, right? And I enjoyed what we were doing. It was fun. It was real life experience. We were talking about breaches that with Experian and other companies out there, and what really happened, what they could have done better. We're treating real life scenarios, and I was like mapping things together and taking it back
Correct.
to my development. Like, okay, assuming they've done this, that this would have happened, assuming they've had a framework that allows them to assess things properly before they push code into prod, or some good management, governance management in place. I started mapping things together, both to software development and into the management side of information systems, and it was making sense. And I'm like, okay, let me delve into it. Then I started like took training in cybersecurity. Then I decided to like, okay, I'm done with this training. Let me go forward to take my first
Hmm.
Security Plus certification. I was reading for my classes, and I was preparing for this exam too as well. And while I was doing, I
Hmm.
was just enjoying it more. I'm like, okay, I'm going to explore this. I'm just going to take a leap of faith. I'm just going to explore this. And that's how I passed my Security Plus certification, continue learning, and uh, uh,
At that next point, you know, some time ago, you had an opportunity at Google, from PwC. You went over there as as a cloud security TPM. What was probably like the biggest thing that like you learned, in that role that kind of helped you with like cybersecurity?
so actually my
Okay.
PwC really helped me a lot. And I'm going to, I don't mind. I want to shout out to two um two amazing people.
Okay.
Actually, a couple of amazing people that helped me PwC. One of them is Jessica Ale. That was that's an amazing person. That's the person you want to coach you and mentor you as you grow in your career, especially if you're trying to get into cybersecurity. Jessica is an amazing person.
Hmm.
He's a manager at PwC. He saw she saw me, and she saw that I have a background in
Correct.
software development, and she found out that I had also like good backgrounds,
Yeah.
and I'm interested in cybersecurity. And like, there is this field in
Hmm.
cybersecurity called DevSecOps. When I got into PwC, I was just like, I was in I think the regulatory, the compliant governance risk
Right.
management side of things, right? Then she saw my portfolio and she said, hey, you have a software development background and you're interested in security.
Mm.
DevSecOps, come and try DevSecOps. And that is where I combined, connecting the dot back, I connected my development skills, my skills with my security skills, and I was able to
Yep.
blend easily into DevOps, and I enjoy
Yeah.
DevSecOps rather. I enjoyed DevSecOps a lot. So DevSecOps she gave me that platform to really explore my potential, and I had an amazing team over there at PwC, AMNA. I had an amazing partner there, Darren, of an amazing set of people there that I worked with that helped me to build an amazing career. My 2 years over there was really amazing. I
Right.
miss them every day, right? Like miss working with them and things like that. So that was how I was able to solidify my experience in cybersecurity,
Hmm.
particularly on the DevSecOps and even
Right.
the cloud side as well. So then moving to Google, right?
Yeah.
The process was
Yeah.
long. Everybody knows Google's time process was really long. I traveled for a very long time. But when I got in there, it was
Hmm.
a TPM role. So even though it was a switch, and in all honesty, it was a switch from what I was in PwC to what I was doing in Google Cloud Security. So in Google Cloud Security, I was more focused on the
Mm.
product side of things, building
Right.
security products. But one thing I learned from that is how
Mm.
to build products, right? How to run, like, okay, we want to build out this set of new features, how to undo it from the inception to when it's launched. What are the things to look out for? That was what helped me. And I also wanted to experience that. I wanted to have that experience because I can remember when I was about to leave PwC, I was like, I really want to leave PwC, but I wanted to have an experience
Mm.
in a big tech company like Google to understand how products, especially security
Right.
products, are being built, right? From the inception to how it's launched, how you can scale it as you go and things like that. Just working in that big space was really important to me, and that's one of the things I achieved at Google within a period of time that I was there. It was just
Just being a part of that impact that I think that you started about is, hey, I want to be a part of an impact, and those companies are very impactful in their spaces.
yeah
One of the things that I saw is that when you were more or less around the time that you were at Google, you started and co-founded a startup called Mainstack. Um, and so can you tell us,
yeah.
just for those people that may not know?
I joined Google, and Mainstack is basically uh, is a platform for entrepreneurs and creators who are struggling with showcasing and monetizing their work with global payment options, having global payment options in mind. So we provide like an
Mm-hmm.
all-in-one no-code platform for entrepreneurs to quickly and easily set up their website or even their storefront for global commerce so that they can, unlock growth opportunities, reach a wider audience, and increase sales. So today we
Mm-hmm.
when we started right in January, we're just doing some, it was a beta launch, right? I think around January, February last year, and we fully launched in
Mm-hmm.
September last year, and between September and now, we've helped entrepreneurs reach global markets and process like half a
Wow.
million dollars in transaction in the last 6 months. So it's just an amazing that an idea like that is came to life, and people are using it as a way to kind of showcase their work and to receive payment. Like basically, you
Mm-hmm.
can be in US, right, and your audience is in, say,
Mm-hmm.
in Canada, in UK, in Mexico, right? And of course,
Yeah.
you earn in dollars, right? But these people, because of some payment or financial regulations, they may not be able to pay
Correct.
you in dollars, right? So what we do in Mainstack is to help you receive that money in that local
Mm.
currency, and you will get paid in in your own currency, which is, let's say, dollars, for example. So that is what we essentially do.
The other thing is, as kind
Yeah,
of that
yeah.
CTO, what's kind of like, um, I guess, what are kind of some of your daily activities, or just kind of what are the top three things that you focus on?
It's been to help my
Mm.
team succeed, right? And when I mean that help my team succeed is I want them to have all the resources and tools to improve to help them grow in their career, and also grow the company as well. Because I don't like
Right.
I'm a people person. I want you, if you're working with me, to grow. Like, I want you to grow, to feel that you're growing. I don't want you to feel like you're being used, right? I don't want to ever make people feel like they're being used. I want you to feel like you're growing, you're putting effort. So my goal every day is to empower my people I'm working with, right, with the necessary tools and resources to grow, right? So that's the first thing. And the second thing is just to help, envision what the company can be, right? From the business side of things and from definitely from the technical side of things, right? And how we can help, our entrepreneurs just focus on selling, and who will take care of the technical piece on the back end, right? So that's second. Then the third thing, of course, is to just find money and
Yeah,
make money out of this, and make sure that
yeah.
everybody gets paid,
Got
including
to
me.
do that. One of the things that you also mentioned that I wanted to just kind of give you a chance to just show off again. You mentioned that Mainstack is a no code solution, and I just wanted to
Yeah.
make sure I heard it right. I'm assuming the main reason why you wanted that was to make it quick for other entrepreneurs to kind of get get started very quickly. Is that correct, or is there? Or you want to clarify that at all?
No, no, no. You're spot on. And somebody gave us an illustration a couple of weeks back, and shout out to that person. I won't mention the person's name, but and he talked about
Mm-hmm.
zone of genius, right? So we identified the zone of genius of our entrepreneurs and creators is to showcase their talent, right? They just want to, like, for example, if you're like
Oh,
the
that's cool.
lights again, just give me a sec.
No, no
I'm
problem.
so
Zone of
sorry.
genius. That I don't think I've ever heard that.
Yeah. So
I'm assuming that's more so referring to what is kind of, I guess, your core competency. Like, what's the thing that you do better than, like, what's the thing you do best?
yes, so picking back on what I
Mm-hmm.
meant by zone of genius, right? Zone of genius is basically what you just said. Things that you easily do.
Right,
You don't
right.
struggle at all with it. You just do it because it's
Mm-hmm.
just you. And there's some other things that you do, like, okay, I know I can do
Takes a
it,
little
but
bit of
I
effort.
don't like doing them. Like, it takes a little bit of effort, like maybe
Right, right,
writing
right,
reports of incidents, or you like investigating
right,
things, but you
right,
don't
right.
like writing incident report or on things, maybe. So your zone of genius is like, I just love to just investigate, right? But things that you may not really like to do
Right.
is like writing reports. But I would do it, but yeah, but yeah. So one thing we find out that is that going back to why using of no code platform is, we want our entrepreneurs, our users, our creators, right, to do what they love to do best. That is creating content, whether it's uh, creating an ebook of 10 ways to help their end users to improve their performance, whether in public speaking or increase sales and things like that. That is something they like to do. They like to write those ebooks. They like to do all of that. That's where they're good at, right? And they probably want to also get paid out of that. So one of the things we want to do we're trying to do at Mainstack is that we want them to focus on doing that. What we want to handle the technical component in that regarding,
Mm-hmm.
okay, showcasing your work, regarding monetizing. Basically, when you come to our platform today, all you just have to do is either drag and drop or click to upload things. You don't have to bother yourself like, oh, how am I going to set up this storefront? Am I going to go get a plugin to help me with my payment? Am I going to get some template, some do I need to
Mm.
get a developer to help me with editing things? Basically, you can set up your Mainstack portfolio site or
Mm.
website on your phone. You can do that basically on your phone, on the go. You don't need to call a developer in the middle of the night and say, hey, help me to update the pricing for this thing. You do it on your own. Other platforms like Other
Right.
platforms are low codes, right? They are low code, right? There's still some code, but in our platform, you would never, you would not need to write any code, and that's where we want to get to. Oh, sorry, what
Right.
am I
Right.
saying? That's what we are doing, right? Like, that's what we're doing. We're making sure that no code development is happening on our platform today, and that has always been our experience. One of the reasons why our users come back to us is that we like how easy it is for me to set up my portfolio
I'd
within
imagine.
minutes instead of days. And
Yeah, no, that's
yeah,
I would imagine that that's a great
and the coming
okay.
weeks
Lots
actually.
of
So
things coming for Mainstack. Last thing I wanted to ask about is also saw that you guys are a part of the TechStars New York class of 2023. Mainstack is in that class. Can you
yeah.
just explain, just for people who may not know, what is TechStars and which your experience been with them like so far?
Oh my God, Texas is amazing. Texas is family. I I can say that closing my eyes, not missing or mixing any words. Texas family. So Texas is one of the largest
Wow.
accelerators in the world, right? One of the largest accelerators. What they do is to help identify businesses, uh, uh, and help them to grow and scale
Mm,
quickly, accelerate them to that growth potential. So you come into the program within a couple of weeks, right? They help you accelerate from this level to the next level. Like and it's one thing I like about the program is,
hmm.
especially the New York program, is just the managing director. Shout out to KJ. KJ is an amazing person. Shout out to the team. The entire team is amazing. Christine, Sophia, Lorraine, and all the business associates. Like they
Mm.
want you to succeed. They want you to succeed, right? Like they and, and they mean it. They mean it. Like every day, like what do you need? How can I help you? What it's just amazing. It's a family. Like even the our cohort as I work with other co-founders as well, we're building a community here. We're helping ourselves out. We're helping ourselves to grow. It's not a competition. It's helping each other. So that's the amazing thing. And I am 100% biased about Texas because Texas for me. I just want to like thank you so much for having this platform for me to share my journey with your audience. Right, it's a great opportunity. Uh, I really, really appreciate it. That's the very first thing. And I also want to appreciate everybody that has helped me be where I am today. I have an amazing coach right now that is just helping me to unlock myself, and I'm going to shout out to him as well. That's Kevin Bard. He's amazing coach, yeah, and I just want to encourage everybody out there that's getting into tech feed, right? Everybody has different reasons why they go into tech, but just enjoy it. There's a lot of opportunities here, whether to make an impact or to create wealth, right? There's a whole lot of opportunities out there. Just stay focused, stay grinding, and surely you will see the results sooner rather than
Awesome.
later.
I couldn't said it better myself. Olamide, thanks for coming on the show, and everybody who's watching, thank you for watching. Until next time.
Yeah, thank you.